I put my faith in you. They turn their backs on you. Man, I'm never going back. Man, I'm never going back. I put my faith in you. They turn their backs on you.
What's up? What's up? What's up? This is your girl RebelRae, and this is
RCollins.
And together we are Against All Odds podcast. We are streaming live from Stockton, California, and 209. Shout out to the 209. And before we start today, we got to give a big shout out to one of our, I would say, best supporters in the movement of this podcast and in its growth. A lot of times you see her, we bring her and we let her come in the frame, and we support and love our family, but also our extended family. And so when this young lady came out in California, like all the good Southern comfort ways of how we were reared in the South. That's okay, RCollins. I know you're looking at film.
Mm-hmm.
How we were reared in the South. She just joined in and she said, "Hey, cousin, what?"
Get the box here.
It's all good. So hey, cousin, what do I need to do? What do you need help with? She's been helping with our children. She's been helping prepare dinner. She gets the camera ready. She gets the audio ready. She'll go through film. She'll give us feedback when we need it. And so today we're going to do a shout out and a toast on if that's okay, a toast live. Rebel, I love the Lord. I'm not super religious like that. I do drink. I am an adult. So we're going to do a toast. And I'm sorry I have to even give that disclosure. But we're going to give a toast to Janae. We're going to ask her to come in the frame. Janae turned happy birthday yesterday, Janae. Come on, everybody. And I got a little rosé, you know what I'm saying, for the birthday girl. You know how we do it. Look, I'm gonna have to pop it. I'm gonna pop it your way, Janae.
You pop it my way. That her way is my way now.
Wait a minute. Well, you better duck out.
I don't think
it's gonna pop.
It's gonna pop.
I don't think it's gonna pop.
You gotta hold it. Don't
go. Yeah, because I don't want to go where the glass is. No.
I'd rather go that way than to this glass.
Really? Are you sure? In my face. I'm not gonna hit you in the head. I promise, RCollins. It's gonna go up.
Listen, why you got it away from you? You're like.
So let's.
All right, I'm gonna get up. I'm trying to.
Let's get the everybody's hands here. There.
Oh my God!
I told you. It popped up to the ceiling. It popped into the ceiling. I'm a G with it too. A little bit of rosé and champagne toast to you, my Cuddy. We love you very much. I mean, I tell you, you are somebody that continues to always support and love us. We appreciate
We love
you.
our cousin.
And happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Janae. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Cheers. So much. Love you, and live long years and long time.
Yes. You live long time.
Live long time.
Love you guys long time. I appreciate it so much. So much. Anybody who's out in Stockton, you know what I'm saying? Come celebrate with us.
Yay, we're gonna celebrate
Yeah.
the weekend. So we're also
We're not talking about the artists. No.
The weekend. I love his new album, especially New Dawn. We got to play that one time in the studio. New Dawn, but it's a good look. I tell you, we're in celebration mode. As you know, one of our founders of the civil rights movement and fathers, I would say, of the civil rights movement here in modern America, his day of commemoration and celebration is coming up. And so salute to the Dr. Martin Luther King, who gave his life as one of the ultimate sacrifices for social and racial justice. And, you know, before we get in here, as you can see, we have little Amir. Amir is always in the frame. He's running things. Hello, Amir. Say hello to the camera.
Say what's
Say
up.
hello. Hello to everybody. Oh, he's coming over mommy's way. Hi. Okay. You want to say hi? Oh, with the cork in your hand. Look at that. Say hello, Amir, to everybody. Hi. Amir, as you know, is my pandemic baby. Hi.
Pandemic.
And he is the one that grew up on camera from mommy's stomach to you all seeing him on camera. Yeah, and he's doing great. And you can't have what's in mommy's cup. But love you very much. You can have this cork back. Have fun with that. Okay, so yeah. So we got everybody in the family. Amir loves to go. Hold on, everybody. Hold on. Hold on. We're here.
I mean, they can still.
Yeah, they can still hear us.
Yeah. One second, guys.
1 second. The camera went off. Amir did something with the camera, you guys. So sorry. You guys in the studio are going to have to give brother Amir Giovanni. He is really.
He knows when the camera goes live. That's when
he does. He gets to running. So we're going to have to get him. Let's pass him this way.
Let me pass him. All right.
Okay. So family podcast here, you guys. And listen, this is the new norm. Get at me if you have something different to say. But, right? Shout out to all my colleagues out there in the racial and social justice running. It's a marathon. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a new year where we're off and running, RCollins.
We are, and it's been a lot that has happened throughout even this year. I mean, just in the past, we on the 14th day or something like that.
Yeah, and it went fast.
It went quick. I mean, like those days went by quick. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm ready for brand new things this year. I'm ready to grow.
Yeah.
To help people grow. To love, to be loved, to inspire, to be inspired.
To be loved.
To be loved.
To be loved. Oh, what a feeling. To be loved.
So, for those of you...
wait, hold on. I just got to give a PSA.
Mm-hmm.
For some of y'all don't know, y'all black, iconic pop culture. That was from Coming to America, number one.
That was Coming to America.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
First, I watched that movie when it first came out.
2 or 1?
1.
Yeah, 1 is dope. I liked it 1 a lot.
Both
go ahead, brother, what you were saying.
But we got a lot of exciting things coming up. We have new podcasts coming under the network, and we're excited about it.
Yeah.
We're excited about those who are going to be inspired by what you guys see from some of these podcasts. I'm excited. We're all excited, and we're just
we're
growing
coming live next
our family.
week. Yeah.
And it's next week we live. Y'all gonna love it. I'm telling you.
Ooh.
We got
so we have Chef Telly that will be on Thursdays. I want to say at 8 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
She is on the podcast and under the network of Against All Odds podcast. Against All Odds Network. And please, please tune in. She has a tremendous story, but also a beautiful gift. And she is activated in that gift in so many ways. And she will be telling her story and also other people's story. Cooking is one of those things that you can do as a means of self-healing.
Actually, the time is 7 to 8 p.m.
Okay, 7 to 8 p.m. Thank you. Thank you. Is Chef Telly online?
She's online. What's
All
up,
right,
Chef?
Salute to you, Chef. Thank you for tuning in and supporting. We're a little late here today. We'll get into that though. But Chef Telly has a tremendous story. Look back maybe in the latter months of December, I think, where we had Chef Telly on and she was talking about just a little bit of what she was going through. We gave you a preview of who she is and what she went through.
Yeah.
And so she'll be talking about that, but also she'll be talking about other individuals and having people on and the great recipes. Y'all gonna have to probably take Brother Amir out. We got tacos downstairs. So, but you know, she was talking about just all of the tremendous things that she went through, but she's going to have these beautiful recipes where she's going to be cooking in front of you.
Yes.
And she's going to be giving some feedback on how to be mindful as you cook, to feel better about yourself, what's placed in your body. She'll be giving you a little bit of education on that, right? As a chef, she's a vegan chef. She's
a real chef.
She's a real chef. Went to school for it.
Yeah.
And just Black and beautiful and intelligent. So
Very
Ashe and shout out to Sister Chantel.
Can't wait.
Chef Tele.
Yes.
And so we also have our podcast that we coming on Monday.
Yes.
Tune in right here. We're going live right here in the studio. I am not your enemy. I am not your enemy is an LLC.
Yes.
That is been founded and is such a gift to the community. Regarding it's okay. Regarding individuals who formerly may have hurt the community in a way of gang banging or being in the street life, and just being in that life and giving their perspective.
I think that's powerful.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean? We're really giving you guys a lot of different angles to, you know, of inspiration, of encouragement, of people that have been in places that some of you have not been, and in places that some of you have been, to either relate to what you've been through or to show you how they have come out of what they have been in and where they're at now and how they can help you grow.
Ashe. And that's what we're needing to hear. We don't need to hear the fake. It's so much going on out there, so much cognitive dissonance, so much confusion.
Yeah.
We don't know what to believe nowadays. We have to really hold on to our faith, some of our values that were given to our elders, our grandmamas, our grandfathers, that wisdom that was really sent out to us to kind of ground us right now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things going on in the atmosphere. So I think this is a good place to transition on that.
Yeah.
So me and RCollins have really been, we always talk about going against the odds. I want to talk about the mental and the emotional, because I touched on that a little bit.
Yes.
And we're going to get to MLK. This is really where we're at right now. Okay, where we're at right now in our minds, in our spirit, and our hearts. This is going to demonstrate where the world is. Okay, this perspective I'm about to give you right now. So, you know, we're in this pandemic. We really don't know the ups and downs. Okay, it's so everywhere. The anxiety is real.
Anxiety is heavy right now. I don't know. It is heavy right now.
The anxiety is real. I am interacting in the community way more on foot and coming from behind the desk as a therapist. So really just interacting more on foot, and the stories that I'm hearing. I used to hear tremendous anxiety and depression stories in therapy. But I'm like, that's our baseline. This is why people come to talk to me.
Yeah.
But when I'm hearing it from social justice leaders, when I'm hearing it from nonprofit org leaders, I'm hearing it from business owners. I'm hearing it from what's another population I'm really hearing it from? Formerly incarcerated. I'm hearing it from single mothers or the elderly. And I'm hearing it also from 2-person households. Okay, so you have 2 people or multi-level level of people living in one family dwelling right now. And when I tell you the immense anxiety of not knowing your tomorrow, not knowing if you're going to be isolated, locked down again, how many times do I have to wear this mask?
Yeah.
Let's normalize this anxiety.
I'm tired of wearing a mask.
I get it.
I'm like, all of this is just, it's
and
a
these
lot.
variants are a trip. And now, the misinformation, is it misinformation? Are we allowed to talk about it without it being censored? Fauci came out again, like, hey, well, some of you guys got the shot, some of you guys didn't get the vaccination, but your chances are lower, but yeah, you can still get it.
Yeah.
Then this variant, though, Omicron, and shout out to poor Omicron. I ain't gonna say poor Omicron because he ain't poor, but Omicron, black folks, the barrio, everybody, the hood, they calling them Omicron, the Omicron. Got me calling them Omicron, the Omicron.
Wow.
But you see the social injustices and you see the disparities being exacerbated at a higher rate. So then it starts touching unicorns like myself. I'm a black unicorn.
You're a unicorn?
Yes, I am.
I'm
5-dimensional being. Okay. I love people. I'm for the people. I try to think outside my box. I try not to get trapped in the trends and trapped in everything that holds you down. I try to practice my mantras. I'm trying to center myself. I found myself having to take a mental health day. Let's normalize that for a minute. And my little 7-year-old now, she was like, "Ooh, mommy, you look tired." Little did she know, RCollins, your girl was stressed. Like, we shouldn't be that stressed. We shouldn't have that much anxiety. Where is the way out?
See, that's where the anxiety comes from, because a lot of people don't see one. A lot of people don't see that light at the end of the tunnel. A lot of people don't know how to claw out of their situation. So it puts us in a cocoon where we're like curled up like a Frito-Lay in the bed, depressed, stressed, anxiety is heavy. You don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of that going around. Some people are worried about if they're even going to be able to pay their rent or their bills, or, and then the job market, there's just so much things going on. But like for me, I think like, yes, it is felt. Like, I feel it. You know what I mean? I feel the stress, the anxiety, the everything that everybody else feels. I think where the grounding comes is with self, and sometimes you need a support group too. If you can get a support group, you need that. I'm telling you, if you're in a situation where you don't have a support group, then for what works for me, luckily I do have one, but what works for me is motivating myself. Like, and what I mean by that is, like, what I do is, like, sometimes I'll get up in the morning, and if I am like feeling like wanting to give up or not feeling it or feeling stress or anxiety, I talk to myself. Now, some of you may think this is weird or strange, but I'll get in the mirror and I'll tell myself, like, you're strong. You can do this. You're great.
Ashe.
You can conquer anything. You're a lion. You're courageous. Like, I tell myself this, you know what I mean? And, my mom, she put faith, period. And that's real. Like, then this is what activates the mind, because the mind will take you to some dark places if you allow it to.
Ooh, we always talk about
by
that.
Default.
We always
by default.
Right. And I think Who is that person? I always quote the scripture, but it's in a lot of holy texts. Who is that that said, "I kill myself daily"?
Paul.
So Paul wasn't literally say self-harm, guys. He was saying that this flesh will have you superseding everything. How are you supposed to transcend? How are you supposed to feel tranquil, harmony, when you're always stressing and within anxiety?
Come on.
Do you know you're aging yourself faster? You're activating certain cancers or certain pathogens within your body that your body's
you are
been
releasing these chemicals into yourself.
That's killing you.
Whenever you stress,
I'm
whenever
hearing 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds dying of heart attacks and strokes, you guys.
People don't understand that when you have anxiety, when you have stress, when you have worry, right? Think about this. Think of the contrast, right? Like when you're, say for instance, when you're at a happy place in your life, you feel great. Like you feel it in your body. It comes from within. You can feel it inside. You know what I mean? Why? Because your body your body sends chemicals to certain parts of your body because it's telling you, like, look, I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? But when that stress and worry comes in and you accept that,
and
it's sending that poison
I'm
to
gonna
you too.
take it to an adult level too. You know, there's other ways to release that your body needs too, right? A lot of you couples are struggling right now, even about the household. You're trying to
let's talk about that for a second. Go ahead.
Yeah, you're trying to heal yourself and make time, but also give each other time because we're around each other a lot more. Some of you all are still telecommuting. Some of you all are isolating. Shout out to my colleague. She knows who she is. She's handling the fact that she has a brand new baby who I'm going to say brand new, but 2. She had a baby right when I did. 2 years old and handling the household, Zoom calls, and working online, baby crying in the background. And, you know, we also have her husband who is in the opposite room, isolated because he has COVID. Listen, y'all, this is the new norm. I sit on a panel for the state of California, and I oversee certain offices and commissions. And I had my colleague on his way to his brother's funeral, died of COVID. Young man. So when I tell you our social justice leaders, our nonprofit leaders, and everyone in between who's just trying to make things work in the nonprofit, we are sacrificing. We're trying to work through what's going on at home. Y'all be gentle. When you see some crazy stuff happening on Zoom or you hear some noise, don't be that person that states the obvious.
Yeah.
There's so many other people trying to juggle. My children turn into gremlins after 8:00. I said it. My little baby looked like baby Gizmo. He looked just like Gizmo off of Gremlins 1, 2, 3 through 6 or whatever series they had.
He do.
If he don't get fed, and mom's still on a Zoom call, right? If he don't get fed, if he don't get his juice when he needs to, his pamper changed. And then I have a 7-year-old who feels like she needs to tell me what I need to do when I need to do it. And, you know, so we all got to balance.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. We all got to balance.
You know, and this is a very hard time for relationships right now. Like you were saying, you know, a lot of people have a lot of hidden problems. You know, I mean, when you see certain
and why
people,
do they hide them? Hold on, because I hate to jump in like this when you saying something, because I know how your mind is set up. But why do you think they hide?
Well, I think people hide. Well, first thing is because people don't want you to know that they are going through anything, and the whole house could be crashing down. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
Nobody wants people to know their business like that, or for you to think like, you know, that
they're inadequate.
Exactly.
Or you're gonna pass so much judgment. Or
so much judgment.
You're gonna be that Karen where you call the authorities. I'm calling the authorities. You had all of those dishes in your sink, and those poor kids. Ask that mama what she need.
Yeah.
Ask even that father how does he feel as a man? Because he's not bringing in enough money where he can buy a house in California. I'm just talking about California for a minute. Can buy a house in California and can afford to move his children even out of California. And he's working 16 hours a day and got a side hustle. It is hard right now. Let's normalize that. Let's normalize that. Chantel Faison, Chef Telly, shout out to Chef Telly. Relationships and understanding is super hard. It is. Because when one is stressed, the other one don't want to hear about the other one. And you got to have love, patience, and kindness. That was what Dr. Martin Luther King was about. Did you know he was about compassion?
Exclamation point on patience. Patience is so key when like this is a global pandemic. And this time, patience is key. You know what I mean? Because I'm going to tell you right now, if you're not patient, if you don't...
You can hurt somebody or hurt yourself or hurt someone else.
Yeah.
If you're not patient.
If you're not patient, you have to...
Everybody's stressed out right now.
It's a lot of people stressed out. But I'm going to tell you, though, you know, stress comes because of what we're thinking about.
Okay.
You know, the more... Whatever you water, that's what's going to grow.
Okay.
So if
talk on it, you say that all the time, but break that down for our new viewers.
So yeah, definitely. You know, first of all, let's put it like this. Yeah, and not everyone is stressed out, but I'm just saying, like, let's say it like this. If you have two dogs, right? One is bad and one is good, right? And we're using the metaphor. These dogs are metaphors, okay? These are not real dogs. But one is bad, one is good. Now, let's say the bad dog represents the bad dog represents the bad part of you. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The good dog represents the positive part of you.
Okay.
So the bad dog is the negative one, you, and the good dog is the positive you. So let's say you go in and, you know, you got to take care of these dogs now.
Okay.
Dogs need to be taken care of. They need to be taken care of. So you go and you start feeding those dogs, right? Then you start feeding one more than the other, right? Then imagine yourself feeding one dog and just totally forgetting about the other. First of all, whatever dog you're not feeding, that dog's going to either die eventually or, you know what I mean, barely hanging on by a thread because you're barely feeding them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So the point of what I'm saying is whatever you feed your conscience, whatever you feed your mind, whatever you're taking in every day. This is why I stay away from, a lot of people say, now I get why people watch the news, right? I get it. You want to be informed. You want to stay informed. I personally don't watch the news. I wait to hear of major things from other people. Only because for me, I'm not saying for everybody else, there's certain things that I don't do. I don't watch certain talk shows, right? And what I want to say, like, All My Children or General Hospital.
You don't watch those dramas.
I don't watch dramas that are gonna fill my head
with drama.
You know what I'm saying? Like in the morning, you know what I'm doing? I'm listening to positive affirmations. Okay, Steve Harvey. I love Steve Harvey.
Okay.
And the reason why I listen to Steve Harvey, Les Brown, there's a few others, you know what I mean, that I listen to every morning. Mm-hmm. But and what I mean by this is, you know, they speak a lot of, they have, so Steve Harvey, he just doesn't do talk shows and all. He's a motivational speaker too.
Yeah.
And one thing I like about him is he tells the truth about his life. He's very open. He's very transparent, right? And this motivates me because he talks about how he came from here to here. Okay. And he tells you plainly, like, what he did. Like, he's like, look, man, I don't focus on negative things. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of people who become successful, a lot of people who even, I mean, success is even in your personal relationship too, in your personal life. Because if you're not happy, you're not successful. Yeah. You can have all the money in the world, but if you're not happy, that's not success.
And when you're not happy, it shows. It shows in your work. It shows in your ability to maintain a presence. We do all kind of things to cope and just leave, right? But I want us to kind of transition to MLK. We know MLK, we celebrate here in America, United States. Every citizen does not celebrate MLK as a national holiday, but I have even before it was. And I held to the aspiring degree, the first degree that we could, to make it an important fact that we uphold our civil rights and justice, racial justice leaders. MLK was one of those individuals for me. Now, listen, a lot of people later on in his life, they tried to run his name in the dirt, said that he wasn't faithful to his wife, all kind of things, right? Listen, people are going to do that when they want to try to take the power from you, try to take your influence. MLK influenced so many individuals, but Gandhi was one of the individuals that MLK looked up to. And some of those principles of compassion is what he really, really taught. And before MLK had passed away tragically, was assassinated. One of our leaders was assassinated here in the United States. MLK was working on a project of equity and equality. He also was going against the Vietnam War, which was not favorable with some of our U.S. senators and Congress alike. But he still stood for enriching and loving compassion the people.
Mm-hmm.
He promoted a nonviolent approach. A lot of people don't believe in that. I sometimes have to check myself on that theory also. Does violence beget violence? You know, at the end of the day. So, in remembrance of everything that we're going through, listen to me now. Woo, our ancestors were jumping off of ships, y'all. Let's just stay with that for a minute. The Black diaspora went all over the world. Some didn't want to go into slavery. They sold our babies. They raped. They pillaged. We were entering into savagery, right? A lot of people thought we were savages, but those that colonized us were savages. And we were not free. We were not free. They had passed the Emancipation Proclamation in 1893. Now, we didn't get down to Texas until 1895. 2 years later, y'all.
You mean 1865?
Is it 65?
You said 1895.
Was it 1865?
Well, I'm saying like, yeah.
We need to look that year up, so I should know that as a social justice leader. It was Juneteenth is when?
Originally, it was 63.
It was 63.
Texas
until 65. So I'm 30 years in the making, y'all. So 1863, we were emancipated, and we weren't even supposed to be emancipated, even by the president. But that was a move on the chessboard, and we outweighed white people in the South 3-1. And they said, hey, get some of the Negroes to fight against the Confederate Army so we can win back the Union. And this is why we were, one of the reasons why we were emancipated. But even here in California, there were things that were still abreast, even though that was a state that did not enforce slavery as a trade or an act. Little do you know, they did enforce the Fugitive Slave Act and all of those Southern laws. And so there were slaves in California. There were slaves all over the United States, even in the North, when they traveled with their masters. Now, I'm giving you foundation for a reason. It took us up until, and I'm going to ask our crew member, Miss Janae, who's always so faithful, give me the year where we were on paper to have, we were past 3/5 of a person and we had a vote. And part of that was because of Martin Luther King, y'all. That wasn't, maybe 60, 70 years ago?
Yeah, that
How
wasn't
many
that
years
long.
ago? That wasn't that long ago. It wasn't even a centennial, wasn't it?
Slavery wasn't that long ago. So we're 2022. You know what I mean? Slavery, we supposedly, I'll use this with the quotations, were free in 1863, right? Supposedly. So, you do the math. That ain't even 150 years. It's like
it wasn't 150 years yet.
It's not even 150 years. So look, you got to figure like not even 150 years ago. Like you got people that live to be 100. That tells you how long that is.
Shout out to the life and legacy of Betty White. She was almost there. That was my girl.
I loved Betty
She gave
White.
up the ghost.
Girls.
She gave up the ghost. Y'all heard it up for Betty.
Betty
was one of the first ones that was a white woman who had leading roles, and she fought behind the scenes for her black and brown brothers. A lot of people don't know that. Black and brown brothers and sisters to have leading roles. She spoke up. And then she said, whoop me, you can't. So back on off. She was that personality. She is a role model for me in comedy. I love comedy, and Betty was the one.
Betty was awesome.
Betty, so shout out to Betty. We lost a lot of real ones this year.
Yeah. And then we also lost family. What's his name? God, I know his name. Full House. Full House.
Yeah,
Bob Saget. Oh, my
so
goodness.
Bob Saget was not the man that you thought he was on Full House. He was very raunchy and dirty in his stand-up comedy, but a lot of people loved him, and a lot of us grew up with him along with Family Matters. And so shout out Bob Saget.
I'm gonna be real, like seeing those shows, like for me, I didn't have a dad, so like watching those shows, I grew up like those guys were like kind of like raising me through the screen in a sense, like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It. A
lot of rappers talk about that.
Yeah, like for real, like some of these dudes, So it was, America's Funniest Home Videos.
Yeah, America's Home
all
Videos.
That. I love
his commentary was golden because it was that dry humor, but it was funny.
And I appreciate every non-African American that helped to help.
That kept Dr. King's legacy alive.
Yeah.
Right? We always talk about his legacy. We always talk about the 3 principles or the 7 principles that he wanted. So I'm going to ask our crew member, I'm going to go back to that. When did we truly stop being seen as 3/5 of a person?
So,
and then when did we expose Jim Crow? When did we dispose, of Jim Crow? We lost our congressman. Oh Lord, y'all crew member, help me. Our congressman that was in the fight with Martin Luther King, who at that time was the Pettus Bridge in Montgomery. He crossed over. He passed last year. Last year. Our congressman. Was also a civil rights
his
leader.
name is
Y'all look it up.
I know his name.
It skips my mind right now. Forgive me.
But he wasn't a congressman. He was a
congressman.
He didn't die as a congressman. He was a part of the House. Wasn't he? He was.
Well, that's Congress.
You said he was a congressman.
Yeah, he was a congressman.
So if you're a congressman, So let me ask you this: what was Obama before?
So the House and the.
No, but what was Obama before? No, don't do. What was Obama before he was president?
He was a senator.
He was a senator, right?
Yeah. So the House of Representatives and the Senate make up the Congress.
But I'm saying you called him a congressman.
He's a congressman.
He died. Didn't he die? What was he? See what he was when he died.
Please,
because I'm curious.
Because my face hurts by looking at you like that.
No, I mean I'm just saying you're giving misinformation. You're talking about. Not. Yeah, you said the union.
No, I'm not.
Hey,
he was a congressman.
I got somebody on here.
No, he was a congressman.
I'm not talking about.
He was a congressman. Y'all find my congressman that gave us a quote before he died of cancer. He died last year in 2021.
Yeah, he did, and then I guess they were doing visuals of
2021.
him.
Yes, they did.
Not too
But
long
he
ago.
walked that Pettis Bridge. John Lewis. Thank you, Jesus.
I'm thinking of
Shout
somebody
out.
else.
Okay. Well, I knew
That's
who
not
I was
him.
thinking about.
Eric Reed or something like that.
Yeah, we're not talking about Eric Reed. We're talking
Is that
about the
what
man
is his name?
who locked arms
See, we're thinking about
with Martin
somebody
Luther
different.
King, Coretta Scott King, and everybody else that was on that bridge that day. Okay. Was it Selma, Alabama?
What is his name?
Selma,
He
Alabama.
just died.
They walked across that bridge. They did the cafeteria strikes. They got beat and got the dogs sicked on them. They got beat and they got blazed down with water hoses. I listen.
Sidney Poitier too.
Oh, Sidney died.
Hmm.
Sidney was an old pimp.
Like it's a lot of people that just. I mean, this
He
year
had
that just started.
No, stop. Yeah, shout out to Sidney Poitier. He was a pioneer.
Yeah, he was
that
a great actor.
one of the best in the business, and so shout out to him and his life legacy. But yeah, I want to know these statistics because I'm like, spit the receipts. We need these statistics. So before, why do I get no statistics, y'all? I'm gonna give some shout outs. I will be at tomorrow's event in a day of service of MLK Day, COVID-19 vaccination and testing event. They're still making an effort. Whatever my personal opinion is on this podcast about vaccination and preventive services, I'm always going to link you to information. Okay, y'all? So the African American Chamber of Commerce, Saturday, January 15th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., along with other vendors, will be at the Merlot Gym, and the vaccination will give the first, second, or booster offered will be Moderna, Pfizer, and Johnson & Johnson. Testing will be rapid testing, results in 15 minutes if you need it. The PCR testing, which was sent to the laboratory. So that testing event will be at Merlot Gym. If you don't know where Merlot Gym, it is what we used to call in Stockton Brotherhood Park. It is on the south side off of Airport Way.
Right in the hood, y'all.
Yeah, and so they're doing that to be considered, and you're needing to sign up. Please go to the African American Chamber of Commerce website if you're needing more information. I will post the actual flyer in this feed. So if y'all need rapid testing, we need rapid testing for everything now.
Yeah.
If you're even presenting with cold symptoms, you need some type of rapid testing to get cleared to come back to work and/or send your child to school.
It's true. I just sat in line yesterday, for my daughter. She was, because she's going to the new in Manteca. What do you call that place? The Great Wolf Lodge.
Oh.
And they require that you have a vaccination or test. So
within what time frame?
24 hours.
24 hours. So a lot more businesses are doing that. As you know, Great Wolf Lodge has water park, and so there's a lot of kids and of course close quarters, and so a lot of people are asking for you to do that because they want to remain open. So please do your part. I know it is, oh God, it is on your nerves. Things are happening in the atmosphere. You're like, I can't handle this no more. You all take a break, get back to nature if you need to. Breathe, right? Talk to somebody.
Take some time for yourself. This is the time where you really have to really take some time for yourself and really when things are going, it's chaotic and it's just crazy. And trust me, I guarantee that all of us have had a chaotic year.
Oh yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Well, it's only been how many days in a year, bro?
Well, I mean, like even last year, you know what I mean? Since this whole thing popped off, you know what I mean? Like it's been chaotic, but we gonna make it.
We gonna make it.
You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. You're gonna be strong, and you're gonna come
And
out.
just breathe. And just breathe. Remember to breathe. Remember to get that oxygen through your body. Y'all do your stretching, drink your water,
That's
do
all
your
that is good.
prayers.
Mhm.
Say your mantras in the morning. I am powerful. RebelRae has been in the lab. I am recording. I'm so excited. I'm recording those daily mantras on
Maybe I could take you on tour
record.
with me, and you can
and do that as an intro
mhm,
and like ground the crowd.
ground
That
the
would be
crowd.
so dope
Mhm.
to like all of the musical
Yeah.
melody. You are kings and queens. Enter into your sacred purpose.
It's
You know,
about-
I talk like that on the
Mhm.
visuals. It's awesome. And so really gonna be working with some newly beats that have been laid for me. Super excited about that, y'all.
Mhm.
And RCollins is right there coaching me. So we're gonna
You
be
already-
hopefully getting that out soon, bro. After
It's
it's
gonna happen.
mastered and it's mixed.
It's gonna happen.
You know, somebody try to say, hey, Rachel, you got a real sexy voice. And I'd be like, nah. I tell people, nah. And they, people are inappropriate in therapy as much as possible. You should not be. They do just try to take it there. You be like
you need to be one of those phone operators. Nah.
That's horrible. That is the most horrible thing.
I'm sorry.
And I've heard some horrible things in
Oh, my
therapy towards the therapist. People project. People try to throw you off. Okay, so let's dig a little deeper. So you're saying, right? And then people just throw a wrench in there. So, and you have to be professional. You have to be able to like really redirect people and say, okay,
Yeah,
Mr. So-and-so, we're going to stay here where we're at, or we can revisit this later.
yeah.
And I got a code switch, and sometimes you got to code switch back like, hey, partner, I look like this, but just know that I know better.
I know
and
better.
You know
Yeah.
better, so I need you to stop.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, definitely.
You're looking at some people.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So I want you guys to be mindful. MLK stood for a lot. Drop your number one MLK quote in the chat.
And don't say I'm gonna tell y'all. Don't say I had a dream.
Yeah, everybody wants
to say
that.
That's
favorite. Everybody's favorite go. But my favorite that you'll often hear me say in my speeches to the community is, we are a light upon a hill, and that we press towards the mountaintop. That was one of the phrases that he said, and we press towards the mountaintop. You think about the mountain and what that entails. A lot of y'all want that valley.
Some people.
A lot of y'all want that lush, plenty land with the water flowing through it and everything's tranquil and there's flowers.
Some people look to the mountain but are comfortable in the valley.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a renegade. Look, I'm about to climb the rocks. I'm trying to.
You a goat. Let's not talk about it right now.
Boom.
You a goat. Let's not even talk about it. The goat is the one that actually can handle the mountain, but they stubborn as I don't know what. Sometimes
I can be stubborn.
They gotta wade through the pasture, get themselves together. They get stuck on a cliff, but then they find their way out. We both goats.
Hey,
you know that.
You know what?
But we the greatest of all time to ever do it, baby.
Listen.
Let's go.
But I'm gonna tell y'all, you
gotta get excited about yourself.
You gotta get excited about yourself. And let's stay there for just 1 second, right?
And then we're gonna get back to this mountaintop.
Yeah. You have to be excited about yourself because, and I say this all the time. This is one thing. Look, wherever I go, you're gonna understand that I am a boss. You understand? You're gonna understand that I am confident. You're gonna understand that I am not insecure.
You're an overcomer.
I'm an overcomer. Like all these things. When you come around me, you're gonna know this about me. Why? Because how I treat myself, how I reflect myself to you, is how you're going to treat me. You see what I'm saying?
That's everybody, brother.
If I come around like a bum, if I project to you that I'm a bum or like
That's why I told y'all them bonnets belong in the house. And when your significant other come home, please, ladies, don't stay in your bonnet all day. Don't do it. Don't stay in your scarf all day. It's easy to do it with our hair because our hair is so beautiful and our hair defies gravity. And it's beautiful when it's wrapped up. And it can be wrapped up in a very beautiful way.
Yeah.
However, when you're not motivated to not put other clothes on other than pajamas, you want to just not wear no makeup, you don't want to take baths, something else is going on. And that's when you need to go on ahead and talk.
But see,
what comes a professional because something is setting in. And those are triggers. Look at your environment. Look how slow you're moving. Or you doing too much in your mind. That's anxiety.
That's anxiety. It is. And then
depression sets in.
And then you know what else happens? We were just talking about this earlier. You know, dishes pile up.
Yep.
Floor is dirty.
All of that.
Clothes here and there.
You can't remember.
Then when you come home, your environment is cluttered.
Yeah.
You can't think. And guess what? What your environment is represents what's going on with you.
What's going on in your mind and your spirit. That's why you got to balance out. And let me tell you, ladies and men, I'm talking to my kings right now. Cry. Please cry. Please expel that energy out of your body. I don't care if you got to get in that car. You got to turn on some Tupac, Dear Mama. Or you got to turn on some Tremaine Hawkins.
I like.
What's y'all favorite Tremaine Hawkins song? Boy, I catch the Holy Ghost.
Everybody ain't on.
Hey yo, I be driving. I be like, ooh, just let the tears flow. You know you've been bundled up, Rachel. You know you up against adversity. Just let it flow. Let it out. You just open your mouth and let the tongues flow. Look.
But you know
because
what?
that's in us.
It's easy for a woman to say cry, right? For men, you know, some men don't have a problem with it, but for men like myself, who have a problem with it, let me tell you, like tears are the laundromat of the soul. They cleanse you, they wash you. Tears release. Like when you have like God created tears.
Hold on for a minute. I pulled an Auntie Faye. Sister Netta Collins is in the room. I pulled another. Did I pull an Auntie Faye? I said, hoo. I have an Auntie Faye. Bless her heart. She's in her 70s now. She's beautiful and gorgeous. She ain't cracked a bit, y'all. Because black don't crack. Hello, somebody. Black don't crack. She get excited. She's from Detroit. She said, hey, hoo. I pulled an Auntie Faye when you said that. That channeled something in my spirit. The tears are the laundromat to the soul.
Tears will cleanse you. Listen, and how do I know? I'm a professional, right? Because I've been through hell in my life. And excuse the strong verbiage, but HELL
because
is what I've been through in my life. Yes. Like I have been through that. I'm not here proclaiming that I got everything together, or I'm just, you know what I mean? I've had a lot of great things happen to me since I've been home, and I have had a lot of horrible things happen to me since I've been home. I've had a lot of horrible things happen to me in my life. But I will tell you this, God brought me out of them all. And, I will say that sometimes, we feel like there's never an end to that cycle. And we start to live in that, right? We live in that. And then guess what? Every day that we live, we are not living to our fullest potential.
We're not living to our fullest. Ooh.
Because for one, we're walking around with all this stress, anxiety, right? Men, let me tell y'all something.
Can I do an ad-lib? Because I'm good for ad-libs. Mm-hmm. Let it go.
Let it go.
Let it go through the storm and through the rain. Let it go. Let it go. The storm is something that I wish Sister Zion was here and Sister Amaya. They would tell me, here I stand. And here I am, let the storm rage on. The cold ain't never bothered me anyway. I had to do that real quick. Shout out to Sister, Who's the sister Frozen? Sister Frozen sisters, the Frozen sister.
The Frozen sister.
What's that? Elsa and Anna. Shout out to Sister Elsa. She had to
Sister
go through something.
Elsa.
Sister Elsa had to go through something so she can get her breakthrough.
She had to go
through the storm.
She did.
She had
She
to go
was the
through the storm. And when I tell you, after the rain has come. What
After
song
the
is that?
rain signs, people are just so.
Shout out to Mom Loretta.
So
after the rain, the sun shines. People are just impatient, y'all.
So guess what?
That's what she said.
Tears are the laundromat too. So you men, when you are going through anything that you're going through, I mean, like I'm not saying break down, crying in front of everybody, but go into your own little special place, shed some tears, man. Like like if you like them tears is gonna ease you. You know what I mean? Then it's gonna help ground you a little bit. Then you just look, if you gotta get a book, but just make sure it's positive. Like, don't go like when you're dealing with a lot of negativity, you have to change that. I am telling y'all, start here. Don't start nowhere else.
And y'all listen.
Start here.
RebelRae's mantras for daily affirmations. Listen, it's coming. I use comedy to cope, brother.
Me too. That. I use comedy.
And I use comedy, and I'm morbid and maybe inappropriate at times. I allow myself to be. I have to always be appropriate. I always got to absorb when people want to dump. I use comedy. And my mantras have some comedy in it. So, it's going to be a little bit.
There's nothing wrong with that, though.
Yeah.
A lot of people, whatever your coping mechanism is, I say if it helps you, use it. Like, for me, I've had a problem since I've been home dealing with my record, right? So, I've been shot, like, I took the insurance exam twice, passed it both times, and they denied me. You know what I'm saying? Things that I've went out for and they denied me over and over and over again. But let me tell you guys, there's times where it almost like broke me because I'm like, look, I've been out the way for so long. I've been doing right. I've been doing good.
The injustices of our justice system. I keep saying that.
Then I look to MLK and I'm like, wait a minute. Like we got pioneers. About that too. Yeah, we got pioneers.
He talks about the imprisonment of these individuals. And when is rehabilitation going to be taken into consideration? I tell people that all the time. Our formerly incarcerated need sacred purpose too. If you take away everything, their rights, everything, their voice, all of that, and continue to punish them even outside, that's after horrible. They have served everything that they needed to serve.
It almost broke me. Like, and for me, well, I can't say broke me, but I've been, but I ain't never gonna break. Because I done been through some crazy stuff where I know I'm not breaking. So, but I will say this, I know there's a lot of people who are going through similar situations. I know there's a lot of people who maybe just some people. I know people right now that don't even have a record. They can't even get a job.
Yeah.
And so they try hard.
It's hard even in this pandemic, right? Like, let's just stay there for a minute, right? Mm-hmm. We want people to do right. We want people to stop pimping, pandering, stealing, killing, robbing. It's hard out here in California, y'all. And a lot of places in the world. Mm-hmm. And I'm not making no excuses to do harm to somebody. But when people rationalize when they stomach hurt, I don't know if you ever been super hungry.
I have.
Your stomach does something. It's a pain. It does talk. And it's a pain like no other. And it also messes with your head. Because remember, your belly, your stomach, your gut, whatever you want to call it, regulates your emotions. Those
like,
I'm hungry. So
you better do something
you gonna do something about it. You see your mom and then the environment, right? You see your mom, she's doing all these hours trying to put in for you, and she could barely afford groceries and your little uniform that you got to go to school and little lunch money or whatever else that she got to give you. So you tell your head certain things when you're struggling. And I'm not talking to the rich and plenty right now. Because y'all can't understand unless you've been there. People rationalize harming other people, taking from other people because they don't have it.
Facts.
And I'm sorry that I have to even talk about it in that way. We're seeing an exacerbation of craziness in the pandemic.
Yep.
Domestic violence that we never seen before. People breaking up after 30, 40 years. Yes, that's been happening already.
That's crazy.
But there is a stress level that's happening here, y'all.
It's like it's almost biblical what's going on. Like,
Look,
it's almost
I
like,
already told you, yes, it is.
Yeah.
We're in the 7 church, the parable of the 7 candlestick. Y'all go look that up. Well, I'm not going to even go there right now because ain't nobody ready for that revelation.
I will say
Ain't nobody
this.
ready for that revelation.
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to my mom. Mom, I love you because
That
you
part.
know, my mom is the strongest woman I know. Like,
Ooh.
shout
Shout out to Mom Loretta.
My mom is a warrior. She's a survivor. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mom, like, outside of this pandemic, I grew up in a pandemic.
Wow.
I grew up in, like, this right here, like for a lot of people that going crazy, I grew up in a pandemic. So for me, this is just like, I'm just waiting for it to just kind of subside because I don't like being, secluded to certain areas. You know what I mean? I like to explore and do whatever I want to do. But I love my mom. She raised me and my brothers with the best she could, and she drove on that truck for years, cross country, working hard, you know what I mean? And it's a similar situation to a lot of mothers out there right now, even fathers, like, that, have kids and, they don't have that support from a significant other, shout out to all y'all because you guys are
y'all making it happen.
The real ones, you know what I mean? And stay strong. I know it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's hard. I know it's like, every day. And I'm married, so I can't relate right now. You know what I mean? But I can relate because I watch my mother.
Well, let me talk about it then. Single mamas. Thank you for the shout out that you gave your mother. It is hard, even us ones with degrees and ability and talents to provide. It is hard.
It's hard.
And to normalize and say, well, you chose to have those babies. I hear that a lot. You chose to have those babies, so there's consequences. People want you to have consequences because they think you need lessons to learn. For whatever reasons, people want you to have
consequences.
Listen, when you see a young mother, she didn't have a baby. She chose not to abort that baby. That baby has lineage and sacred purpose. She chose not to do it. Mind your own business, Karen. I said it. If you're not uplifting or edifying the body of anything, Christ and everything else, and showing compassion like the Buddha says, leave that single mama alone.
Well, I will say this. Well,
let me finish.
Go ahead.
I mean that. Because we have to uplift and support our families right now.
Yeah.
Everybody is at their capacity. Everyone.
Yeah.
You have to practice patience and love and long suffering right now. If you're in that situation.
That's so.
And if you don't practice that, it's so easy. And we hear stories all the time of family members taking their whole family out.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't play with nobody's emotions, nobody's feelings. I'm prayerful. People are dying.
There's a lot of people dying right now. Life is precious, and if you still have it,
you got purpose.
And you got purpose.
You got purpose. Find it, y'all.
And
find it.
Yeah, find
it.
In
2022, find it. If you gotta make it.
Don't do the same thing that you did all these other years. And do something different. Like, change the course. Like your course will not change unless you do it. Nobody's coming to rescue you. The rescue team is not coming.
I hate that little audio that you can add to Instagram. No one's coming. No one's coming to rescue you.
It's true. Nobody's coming. I mean, like, don't expect the man on a white horse. I mean, sometimes it happens, but don't expect that.
I still want my prince on. Please, somebody come save me. We'll even play E40.
Oh my! I
want to be safe.
I don't know why I let me be saying stuff like this. Oh my goodness.
Cause you know it's the rebel in me, baby. It's the rebel in me. Listen, I don't take life like that. It's so many people, things happening, and the things I gotta be exposed to.
Man.
Every time I can laugh, I don't take it serious.
Laugh.
So if you think the character of RebelRae is me every time, then you're surely forsaken TV, podcasts, and entertainment alike. Because we don't act like what we. It's entertainment.
Sometimes it's entertainment, y'all. Sometimes, you know.
Sometimes it's real.
Sometimes it's real. Sometimes it's entertainment. But we, you know, on another note, and you know, we're gonna get out of here in a minute, but
yeah,
we are going to be going higher, and we want to take you guys with us. We're gonna take you guys with us on this journey.
So we manifested in 22
because we love all of you, and you know, and as we grow, you know, we want you all to grow. We want you to grow with us. We want you to expand. We want you to be great. I want people to come to me and say, man, you know what? We heard some of the shows and some of the things you guys did. We watched some of your other podcasts with some of the.
We have been hearing that.
You know what? So I had a chance. Let me tell you guys something.
Practice gratefulness.
I had a chance to have a really nice conversation with Ice Cube. All right.
Really?
I did. Yeah. So I had a really nice conversation with Mr. Ice Cube. And I told him, I said,
The Ice Cube.
I had a personal
NWA.
me and him conversation.
Wow.
Me and him, right? So
that's dope.
I spoke to Ice Cube, and you know, I mean, like for me, I'm like certain places that God has allowed me even right now, and I know that we will, you know, there's a lot of great things that we're gonna see, you know, but I was able to talk to him and tell him I appreciated him, right? Because, you know, Ice Cube, he was a rapper, you know, and let me tell you something. Don't judge some of these dudes. Like, you don't know what some of these people have went through in their life. So, like I'm gonna be real. Us as
he
Black,
found Allah at a very young age, though, too.
Yeah, but us,
and he always had a relationship with Allah.
But the point is, us as African Americans, you know, our race has, you know, after slavery, we were impoverished. We had
programming, bro. Programming.
You know, there were things that we experienced, right? And I'm going somewhere with this.
I know.
There were things that we were shortchanged of, right? And I'm bringing it to modern day, right? You have ghettos around the United States. You have hoods, barrios, all these things. You know, I grew up from the mud. I grew up in the hood, right? And Ice Cube did too. He didn't have nothing growing up. I talked to him. He didn't have nothing. You know what I mean? But he used what he had, right? He didn't know no better. He went and, you know,
talents, giftings, and
he went and used what he had.
Talents, right? Giftings, and connections.
Now, I'm not saying every song was right or wrong, but I will say this: he used that as a stepping stone to start making movies. You know, start doing other positive things. Now he runs his own basketball league. Yes, and it's going and it's dope.
Yes,
but I had to tell, I said, man,
you call the D League? What is it called?
No, it's the Big Three.
The Big Three.
And I told him, and I said, man, you inspired me so much. I said, you know, and just watching you throughout the years and your growth and everything. And I said, I've been inspired by you, man. And I said, I appreciate you for being that beacon for African Americans. You know what I mean? And you know, he told me, he said, man, he said, I hear a lot of people come to me, a lot of people. He said, but I'm going to just tell you something right now. He said, you inspire me.
Oh.
I was like, what? He was like, I'm going to tell you, he said, you inspire me. He said, and it's people like you that keep me going.
Mm.
I said, I appreciate that, man. I said,
stories.
You know, and sometimes you don't even know, like, honestly, man, like, I don't care who you are. You can be 3 foot tall. You can feel like you don't have a voice in the world. You can feel like, you know, you're insignificant, but everybody is somebody.
Yeah.
You're somebody. Like, you're somebody. Like, you are somebody no matter where you're at right now.
Yeah.
You are somebody, and everybody has a gift. Tap into that gift.
Yeah.
Tap into that gift. God has given everybody a gift. Tap into that gift.
We're gonna tap it in.
And allow God to lead you. Let him open doors, and I'm telling you, it's gonna happen for you.
Ashe, and that's a good note to end.
Yeah.
We thank you for tuning in to our
We love
third
you guys.
episode. We
Of the
love you
year.
guys of the year.
It's gonna get greater and greater. I'm telling you. We have, listen, and I'm gonna just say this, and I'm gonna let Rebel end it. But I'm telling you guys, we have some great stuff coming in the near future. Please, like,
Tune in this
just
Monday.
pray for us. Pray
Tune
for
in
us.
this Monday. And I don't want everybody's prayers. I'm just gonna be honest. Because everybody's prayers may not be in line with his will.
Well,
So
it's okay.
I'm gonna ask that you.
Hold on,
ask
let
for
me
your
contrast
support.
that because I hear that a lot.
I'm gonna
Right?
ask you for your support, and we can't get into that right now.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. I was gonna go into
This
that.
is public, and everybody don't pray
Right.
the same way.
But I don't. You want me to tell you why?
Everybody don't pray the same way,
Because
and they don't pray to certain other things.
Yeah.
So I'm very.
But it's okay. That's okay. Go ahead. You can say a prayer on me, a negative prayer, all you want. But God is in control. And guess what? You can say a negative prayer, but He's listening to you. So if you're trying to say a prayer to take me down, guess what? Remember, you're gonna reap what you sow. So y'all can be mad at me all you want, but God ain't gonna come over here and torment me because you prayed to Him. And
support. Well, that's a whole nother. We gonna get into. But support, like. Subscribe, hit that bell. Hit the bell for notifications, y'all, because we don't come on every time at 8, y'all.
We don't come on at 8 all the time.
We doing exactly what y'all doing. We trying to juggle, y'all.
Yeah.
So we will be better this year.
We're gonna be better.
Thank you.
We love you guys.
Do
man.
something in support of racial, social justice, and financial justice, equality. For all people. Do something in the remembrance of our fathers, the civil rights movement, Martin Luther King, MLK Day on Monday. Excuse me, on Monday. And just know that we're here for the community. Thank you.
We love you guys.
God bless.
God bless you guys. Enjoy your weekend. Against all odds, baby. We love you.